Hello there, you beautiful people. I hope that you're safe and I hope that you're well. Another week, another video. And in this video, I would like us to explore what is self-care? What is self-love? Why are they so important? And actually, I'd like us to explore the misconceptions about them. Now, what I'd like us to also do right now is to just have a bit of a time out, because from what I can gather from my clients, my friends, my family, my colleagues, my own personal opinion, being on social media, just from what I can gather and from what I can feel, life feels so busy. It feels so busy for so many of us that actually if this is what life's to be about, then we need to start to slow down. Now, if we're waiting for things to happen, so maybe for you at school, if you feel that there's so much work, if we're going to be waiting for a miracle where, guess what, the teacher's not going to set you any homework, then that's just maybe a bit too much of a big dream. But what I do want us to do is I just want us to slow down, and I just want to check in with ourselves and make sure that we are aware of the need of looking after ourselves in a sense of our self-care and the importance of that self-love. So let's get on with it. So self-care is where it's the need for us to take care of our physical, mental, spiritual and emotional kind of needs. It's about the importance of looking after ourselves. Now, it's not always about bath bombs or kind of a pamper night. Actually, when it comes to self-care, it is also those basics. It's about us making sure that we are looking after our needs, that we are getting enough sleep, that we are having a good varied diet. So it's about kind of our needs in general, rather than just the odd pamper night. Now, for self-love, I'm going to go with a definition from a dictionary here, because I just love this one. It's about the instinct or desire to promote one's well-being, regard for or love of oneself. It's about unconditional love from you to you. It's about realizing that, okay, we're not perfect, but actually it's about learning to love who we are and our perceived imperfections. And it's about having this ability to kind of embrace our true selves. The thing is, when it comes to self-care, the misconceptions that surround that is that it's selfish, or that actually we shouldn't be thinking about ourselves, that we should just keep doing and giving ourselves to other people. When actually the reality is that for you to be the best version of you means that you need to care for yourself. There's the self-care. You ready? Just take that back. It's where you need to care for yourself. Self-care. So the words are there for you. Now, as I mentioned, it's not necessarily about kind of spending money and kind of having this time where we look after ourselves every now and then. For me, it's about the importance of your needs on a daily basis. Now, one of the theorists I love to study was Abraham Maslow, and he had this theory, his hierarchy of needs, where it's this pyramid. For you to be the best version of yourself, so for kind of throughout life, for you to be able to reach self-actualization, you actually need to make sure that that bottom of the pyramid is met with those basic needs, that there is that safety, security, nutrition, sleep, and it's about building your needs up. Now, that's where I really want us to make sure that we look after ourselves. And if we have the ability to look after ourselves as we go along day by day, it just makes it a bit easier. Now, for us to do that, I'm asking you to have healthy boundaries. Okay, I'm asking you to have positive friendships, to make sure that you've got that willingness to learn, to have that ability at home, to have that clean space, that just allow your home space in your bedroom to just be clean or clutter free. I'm not saying for it to be super duper neat and tidy and clean, but just clutter free. Just allow yourself to have your needs where you can just live daily without kind of any added I love that word, I shouldn't say it, I know, but just without any extra hassle. Because the thing is, when it comes to self-care, life's already tough sometimes, that it's about us trying to make it easier. And for us, in order to care for ourselves, if we can meet those basic needs, then it means that we'll be able to identify maybe those times when it is getting easier and harder at times. Actually, I think I sounded like a right mum there. But then again, there's misconceptions about self-love. Now, self-love isn't about having a massive ego, being self-centered, thinking that you're the most important person in the world and, screw anybody else. Actually, the importance about self-love is having that ability for you to give yourself the biggest, the best hug. It's about you learning to realize and embrace who you are, and it's about you learning to love yourself. It's a top tip that in life, and I believe that it will get easier as we get older, that actually it's learning to realize that you need to put yourself first. And if you're ever in a position in your life where you're tired, you're exhausted from school or from work, that actually you don't want to go out and see your girl mates, your boy mates, actually you would just love to stay at home and have a night to yourself. And there you are, you're thinking of what excuse can I use? What you could do, if they're your true friends and if they're good family members that you can be honest with, just tell them the truth. You don't have to think of excuses, because if they really care for you and love you, then they will completely understand that actually you just need that time out. Building our self-care can also allow us to help us more with that self-love. If we look after ourselves, put our needs first, do that self-care, then we will build that ability to respect ourselves, and that in time will allow us to have that self-love. Equally, if we have that ability for that self-love that we can continue to work on, it will also allow us to realise and prioritise our own needs when we need to. It's also about bearing in mind that even though they're very different, how they work well together can also help us with our physical and our emotional health. And it really does make such a difference when we can keep on track and keep making sure that we're looking after ourselves. So, as I bring this video to a close, it's about realising the importance that you matter. You know that life's not easy, that there's ups and downs, I'm afraid, and I can't prevent that, and nor can you. But what we can do is just make sure that you realise that actually you are really important. You have such a big presence in people's lives, you might not even know it. You've got so much to give. And it's about you realising that yes, life's going to have its ups and downs, but it's about you realising that if you're looking for reassurance or for motivation or for that praise or for that love from other people, we're not always going to get it when we want it or when we need it. So that's why I believe it's really important that you work on these skills of making sure that you care for your own needs, for that self-care, and that actually you learn to love and like and embrace who you are. And combining that together means that you'll be able to meet your own needs as and when you go along. So, for example, that motivation and that praise, that self-respect, that love to yourself just means that we won't necessarily always be needing it from other people, that actually we can really start to grow strong and believe in ourselves. So yeah, this has been a bit of a cheesy video, I think, but in a life where it's so busy like it is right now, it's just you realising that you are important, you do make a great difference, and that actually you need to slow down and make sure that you're looking after yourself first. Anyway, take care and I'll see you next week. Bye everybody.